All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started. We want to welcome all of you, and we want to welcome you to the new Armory. Take a look around. We've gathered over this lunch hour in the General's Hall, where back in the day our military leaders would hold their official briefings. The balcony to the back of the room was designed that way specifically so the generals could face the guard, the troops on the floor. And if you looked at some of the pictures coming up, there were actually tanks on this floor. There was military equipment. And the generals here to start the day would brief the troops with deployment, with official orders, and then on occasion they would use this particular spectacular hall for social gatherings. So we wanted to embrace this today as this building's proud past, the second chapter, as we look ahead to celebrating the future of this iconic building, and that's why we're here on this Good Friday. 2 weeks from tonight, pro boxing will return to the Armory with a nationally televised card featuring the main event, Jamal James and Abel Ramos. Just wait. So for the first time since 1973, or 45 long years, the unmistakable sound of a ringside bell will again be heard. This was all made possible by the global exposure that was generated the week of the Super Bowl, when the Armory was the concert venue to Pink, J-Lo, Imagine Dragons. More than 60,000 concert fans walked in and out of here that week. It got a just phenomenal play. And the national television networks like FS1 have stepped up and said, we want to be part of what this Armory showcases in terms of talent and ability. And that allowed the people here at the Armory to strike a deal to host the first of what they hope is a series of pro boxing cards here at the Armory. The hope is this will become the preferred boxing venue for all Minnesota fighters, which we currently have got a couple of very top-notch fighters, one that includes the current IBF World Super Middleweight Champion, Caleb Truax. Caleb, I'd like to get you up here to the podium. Let's also have Ron Like, his manager, his promoter, Tony Grigalko. One reason we're here on this Good Friday is shortly after our gathering today, they'll be hopping a plane because they'll be in Las Vegas for next week's big fight. And I want to open it up to questions here, but I want to ask you a question about the news today of the Armory opening its doors to boxing and what it means in the state of Minnesota for fighters like you to have a venue like this in your backyard.
Thanks for having me. To answer your question, I think it's fantastic. I know there's a huge boxing history in this building. I think, Ron, you fought here a couple times in the National Golden, I think it was the National Goldens or the Upper Midwest Golden Gloves Championships back in the day. They used to pack the house for just amateur boxing. I think I read somewhere Sugar Ray Robinson had fought here and a couple other legends. So it's a fantastic building. And Minnesota was really missing a venue like this, of this size. It was either Target Center or a small venue, and this is a perfect size for boxing. The updates that they've done here, the remodeling is just awesome, and I hope to fight here sometime soon. I was going to fight DeGale here, but he didn't want to come to Minnesota, so we ended up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Caleb, on that fight with DeGale, did it ever get close to being able to fight here?
Yeah, it was down to, I think, Minneapolis, Las Vegas, or L.A., and from what I heard, the only reason why I wasn't here is because he didn't want to come to Minneapolis, and it disappointed me because I fought him in his backyard, and I was kind of hoping for the same reciprocity, but Vegas is all right. Questions?
Give your name, affiliation, please.
My name is Ryan Cook. I'm with Standing 8 Count Radio. Caleb, congratulations on winning the title. That's awesome. Love having Minnesota have one of the straps. Going into the rematch with DeGale, is there a different strategy now that he's seen what you can do? Or is it going to be just straight balls to the wall, go in and get the job done just like last time?
You know, I want to put pressure on him like I did last time, and basically it's up to him to make the adjustments, and it's up to me to be ready for the adjustments that we think he can make to have more success. So we think he might try to box a little bit more. If he does, I'll be ready for that. If he doesn't make adjustments, then it's going to look a lot like the last fight, and probably end up stopping him a little bit quicker than 12 rounds. So it's up to him to make the adjustments, and it's up to me to be ready for them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Caleb, in the lead up to this fight, sorry, Uli, boxingvoice.com.
What's up, Uli?
Hey, how are you doing? In the lead up to this fight, DeGale's been talking about how you're not on his level, talking about how he was not on his best, that he's levels above you, etc. So hearing this after you beat him so commandingly the first time, what does that do for your motivation and your preparation for this fight?
Well, the great thing about boxing is that you can't hide from anything in that ring, man. And usually when somebody beats you, that means that person's better than you. And he's not on my level, maybe. I don't know. But, no, man, it motivates me. Seeing that I'm an underdog going into the fight, seeing that people are calling the first fight a fluke, seeing him or hearing him say that I'm not on his level, it's just all motivation. And I just want to silence the critics and shut him up.
Hey, Caleb, this is
Hey.
Brian Johnson. Good to see you. Congratulations on winning the title.
Thanks.
Wanted to ask you how it feels to be at 168 and how comfortable you are there without having to worry quite as much about cutting weight, that kind of thing.
It feels really good. I think it was a necessary change to move up from 160 to move up to 168 from 160. I mean, I'm not getting any younger, and it's a little bit tougher to lose that extra 8 pounds. So I feel real strong. I feel real comfortable at the weight, and I've been able to really kind of get used to it with this last training camp I had, since basically we knew we were going to fight DeGale since the last fight, and I've had about 4 months to really, really buckle down on strength training and just get stronger, get in better shape, and I feel really comfortable going in.
And Caleb, you will be back from Vegas, and you'll be in the house for the fight on the 13th. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't miss it, man. I grew up fighting with all these guys, with Jamal, with Celso, with Vishan, Gizzy. I wouldn't miss it, man. It's right in my backyard, and I want to, like I said, I want to fight here one day, and I want to see what the atmosphere's like, and just soak it all in.
Tony and Ronnie, you guys have got some fighters on the undercard.
And show off my belt after I defend it, too.
Okay, there you go. We'll take you up on that. You've got some fighters on the undercard on the 13th. Tony, do you want to introduce who's here in the room and give them their due?
Yeah. First of all, I think we already touched on this, but I wanted to thank Ned and Beecher and Steven for letting us have this opportunity to showcase boxing here in Minnesota. As Caleb talked about, for a long time, we've been doing this for about 12 years, and Minnesota's never had a premier venue that really fit the scene here in Minnesota. There's either been stuff that's been too big, Target Center-esque venues like that, or casinos or smaller venues. This is the first time in 12 years where we've had the perfect venue to really showcase and build boxing here in Minnesota. So there's some exciting things coming in the future, and the talent is so strong here. It's a beautiful eclipse of a beautiful synergy of super young talent and a beautiful venue. So we have guys like Marlon Sims. You want to have him come up? Marlon Sims on the card, making his second fight, 140-pounder, real talented kid. Vishan Owens, he's Vishan's going to be one of the televised fights. He's going to fight a 6-foot giant tree. So it's going to be a special night when Vishan cuts a tree down. Let's see, who else we got here? Gizzy Hobbs. Gizzy here. Gizzy's making his second fight. Let's see, who else we got down here? Is that it? Oh, Lydell, yeah, we got Lydell. Lydell's in Celso, yeah, that's right. Lydell is a kind of a new addition in Minnesota. Lydell's fought some of the top fighters in the world. He just came to Minnesota, started training here, to live here, and kind of turn his career. Well, I shouldn't say around, because he's fought nothing but top guys, but kind of polish his career up and get himself a world championship. And then Celso, Celso's also going to be on the card. And as I said, I mean, this is really exciting times for Minnesota. There's going to be epic battles here coming up, and these guys are sure to shine through. Oh yeah, also on the card is out of Likes Gym, Yuri Alora, another real talented up-and-coming kid.
And before we let you guys leave the stage, Ron, you were sharing a story. You fought Golden Gloves in this room, and you had a special escort to the ring that night. Can you share that quick story? Share the quick story.
Well, we're getting ready for the finals at Upper Midwest for 1966. And Marciano was in town, and I knocked out one guy, and he was watching me to go into the finals to see how I was going to do. He walked me down and walked me out.
Cool. Let's give them all a hand. Thank you, man. Good luck to all of you. Okay, thank you. And Caleb, is it true you started boxing to help pay off your student loans after graduating from the University of Minnesota? Is that story correct?
I didn't start boxing to do that, but that was basically my only goal when I turned pro, is to pay off my student loans. I finally did.
Congratulations. All right. All right, now we'd like to bring up the Jamal James's camp, nicknamed Shengo. We get a little bit of history on how he got his nickname. Let's get his head trainer up here, Sankara Fraser. We got Adonis Fraser. Does it take a village?
Yes, sir. It takes a village for sure.
How exciting is it for you to be part of a main event in a venue like this?
Man, I'm extremely excited. The brothers that got this and renovated this place and being right down the street from where I live, man, I got the chills when I walked in here. I'm just ready to go ahead and give a great show, and I hope to see everybody there. I hope to see the whole city there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm ready.
Let you step up to the podium. We'll open it up here to questions.
Yes, sir.
So did you spend years just walking by the building wondering what the hell was going on in here? I mean, did you know anything about this building before they renovated it?
From my father, yeah. I was always told that they had the huge fights here, and exactly what you said. My mother works like right down the street from here, so I would walk by here like, it's a beautiful building. Why don't they do anything to this place? You know what I mean? And now they have, and I just feel honored and humbled that I can be able to be the main event and break in after 45 years of not having any boxing in the facility. I can be the first one to bring, me and my team and all the other guys, we can be some of the first people to break it in once again.
Any other questions?
How are we doing?
What's going on?
Ryan Cook. I already introduced myself, but coming in, you're headlining Minnesota here. It's a PBC show, so it's a big deal. FS1. What kind of statement are you looking to make here against Abel Ramos, and really get yourself on that map to continue this journey to the next level with your career?
A big statement. A big statement. You know what I mean? I'm coming out here and I'm going to give a great show. If I hurt him, then I'm going to jump on him, but I'm prepared to go all 10 rounds. And like I said, man, I just want to give a great show. I want people that come to leave and feel filled and feel excited. I want this to be the new home for boxing. You know, this is going to be our new home. I'm speaking into existence right now.
I hope so. I hope
Yes,
so.
sir.
We need
Yes,
more
sir.
boxing.
Jamal, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Good to see you. Speaking to you prior to fights, there's always a discussion about, you know, your style, boxing slick, maintaining your distance, using your jab, and then we see you fight, and you're in these firefights. Is that part of the strategy? Is that something that just you know, you get drug into? Tell us a little bit about those in-fight adjustments that you've become known for and that people have commended you for and becoming more fan-friendly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I have the height and range on a lot of guys that I box. So that's the main key, is to keep them outside. But, you know, the guys that I've fought haven't been no pushovers. They're coming to fight, you know. So we've always trained to be able to fight in close if we have to. Not necessarily that I wanted to, but if they do break that barrier, then we know how to mix it up with them and be smart in there, you know. And what I've been told, it gives the fans a great show as well, you know. And you got to fill the seats, you got to give fans a great show, so it helps to the benefit. But I'm not necessarily looking to go in there and slug, you know. Art of boxing is to hit and not get hit, so that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna give a show regardless.
There's one great story that contributed to this match. I want to ask Tony Oliva of the Twins to come forward. Tony's great family friends with the family. And Tony, thank you. Would you share the story on how you were a boxing scout and a matchmaker and how you helped to get onto this stage here today?
First of all, I want to say thank you for this grand opportunity to see all you people here and be here today. I'm nervous because I know this young man here before he born. I know his mother, I know his grandmother, and I know Luis de Cuba. I know Luis de Cuba since he was a little kid. He grew up in Edina, Minnesota, and when he started boxing, I see he get better and better and better. As a baseball player, I think I go scout. I think he's a good boxer. Right away, I speak with my friend Luis de Cuba. I tell him, Luis, you have to see this kid. Try to see if you can give him the opportunity to have the chance to fight and one of those great fights because Luis, you know, he is one of those promotions. He got a lot of good fight in his size. He got a lot of the Cuban guy who defeat and become a champ. And he plus, I think, I don't know exactly if he got some champ in his schedule right now, but he's a good guy to know. And he got and you know how it's business. You need a help. I think it's good for him to know Luis de Cuba, and they have the opportunity. And since I know Luis too, since he was a little kid, and him since he was a little kid, and his grandma and everybody, the only problem is many times he invited me to watch him TV or come to his fight, but really I don't want to be there. I love to see the fight, but I don't like to watch a boxer and get hit. You know? I get too nervous, and my wife too. But, you know, I'm so happy to have the opportunity to be here today, and you will have your big chance to show to everybody what you can do. And that is good. It's great. It's great. So, I can't believe it. This is beautiful. You know, I drive it. This is my first time that I've been here inside here. I don't have any idea this place was at least like this. And a lot of people told me today, Tony, this here was a parking lot. You know, but man, it's beautiful. This place is one of the beautiful places in town. I think this is the right place for this event. I think you have a chance to have many more events like that here in this place. It's nice.
Let's give Tony O one more round of applause. Thanks for help pulling this together. The Armory wants to announce today, and there's a press release going out nationally right now, that next Wednesday, Jamal will have a public workout here at the Armory. Over the lunch hour from 12 to 1:30, the ring will be set up in the building. There'll be some light bag work. There'll be some sparring with some of the fighters on the undercard. We want the downtown public, we want Minnesota to know what a great boxing venue this is. And our first opportunity is going to come next Wednesday with Jamal's public workout. All right?
I just, wanted to thank everybody for coming before I get off of here. And I also wanted to let everybody know that we have world-class fighters coming out of Minnesota. And thanks to the Armory, PBC, Louis DeCubas, and all these guys for setting this up. Now we're able to showcase that. We got guys like Celso Ramirez, Vishawn Owens, a world champion sitting right over here on the couch. You know what I mean? About to defend it and bring it back home. And I've always wondered, how come we don't get the type of recognition that, Philly or Cali or NY might get? But, thanks to these guys, now it's happening. And I wish to see everybody there. And I definitely want to thank my family, my team up here. Without them, there would be no me. And I'm just humbled, excited. And if y'all are here April 13th, y'all see the Shango man to put on some work. Yes, sir.
Let's get a couple words here from your great support, head trainer, Sankara. Tell us a little bit about, now you said too in your boxing history, you were in this building. Can you tell us a little bit about that and tell us if Jamal is ready for the 13th?
Yeah, I was here with my stablemates actually. Doug Deming fought here. Raphael, I believe, I'm not sure if Ledoux fought here that night, but Rafael Rodriguez and those guys, they were about the last ones to actually fight in here. We didn't fight here, we fought at the auditorium. But as far as him, yeah, he's ready. Wherever we go, we're gonna be ready. And if we're not ready, then I'm gonna be upset. So, he come in and do his thing. He's, get the jab and stuff going. I mean, we stay on the basics, and he's very, very good at listening, following instructions, and he can put it together off the top of his head if he has to. So just like, they were saying that we're looking forward to having all of these guys at some point in time in the near future fight here and bring the attention here to Minnesota like it should be.
Adonis, can you give us your pre-fight analysis?
Pre-fight analysis. I wasn't expecting this, but I'll tell everybody this. Go place your money on Jamal James. That's all you need to know. And Caleb Truex, let's get it. We're bringing the titles back.
All right. Unless there's any other questions, that's going to complete this portion of our news conference. We thank everybody for coming. The fighters will still be around if you have additional questions. And again, our public workout over the lunch hour next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you on the 13th.
Mic check. Excuse me, I did want to say one more thing. This is very important. In order to keep bringing boxing back to Minnesota on this level, we have to fill the seats. So everybody tell somebody that tells somebody, and let's pack this place. All right?